I was working on something for the other 5 Dragon Quest 3 unit because there's no way that they're gonna release a new unit that is not Dragon Quest related in the middle of a 2-part collab, right? And then they did anyway, so all my effort I prepared for the past week because I thought that the next part would be this week is now being shelved delay for another week. All my effort is ruined! Well, it's fine though. At least I have easier work for the next time when they actually announce the second part of the Dragon Quest 3 collab. Our newest unit this time is Castti EX, a new unit completely in the middle of a collab. I think this is the first time that ever happened that I saw. Who the heck released a new unit in the middle of a collab that's not a collab unit? Oh well. Castti EX is a DPS and a support ice unit. This is also starting the trend where now unit can do both at once, so now you will rarely will see a unit that can do only support in the future. There will be mostly a lot of other unit in the future that will also be DPS and supporting all in once. Anyway, this time, and probably for the entire future, it's probably easier to start with explaining the passive of what the character does, because the passive is usually like the main mechanic of what the character does, so it's easier to go over the passive first, explain the passive, and then it's easier to go for the normal skill, explaining the skill normally after that. So for passive, she has basic ice attack, and also she can level 6 boost, which is like Susanto's weight boost. And then for other skill, both of them normal passive buff front row, they all both damage buff, and they both require her to be in the front row, so you always want Castti EX in the front row. They give a lot of buff though, so you definitely want Castti EX to be in the front row, only if you're running her in a nice team. And then her torch point passive is her main passive, the main passive that is the main reason why Castti EX is so good. It's a one-hit AUA that is triggered whenever anyone is setting any weakness, so it's not like as strict as you need to have someone else use ice weakness. But Castti will do a one-hit AoE ice that also recover 1 boost point to herself. This is a strong AUA because first, it not the same, but it kind of mirrored that the original Castti also have an FUA, except the original Castti require you to use Axe to trigger it. This one just like require any weakness. This one though also recover 1 boost point, and boost point for Castti EX is really valuable because she is someone that will be constantly 5 boost point maxing level 6 all the time because of her basic passive. So you're always gonna want a lot of boost point for Castti EX to boost a lot of it. Now for ultimate, it's a 2-hit that's just a 2-hit AoE. It does damage, but again, damaging ult isn't that useful unless like they do a lot of damage. It also recover 2 boost point though, which is useful if you are not running any other source of boost point region in your team. But it's not as valuable because Castti herself has a boost point region skill, and you can just run another character like Shanna with an extension, buff extension accessory. So it's nice to have, but it's not that needed. So might as well go for A1 over AU. So now that we're talking about the passive, time to explain the main skill that what Castti EX have. For her main skill, she has all of it. All of it has one thing in common. Her main attacking skill also comes with the attachment where at boost level 4, you also buff the entire team, and at boost level 6, you do more multi-hit. Since all her DPS skill grant the entire front row 15% magic up and ice damage up, if you use any 2 skill, you will grant the entire team active 30% magic up and ice damage up. The time duration might not last much, so you have to be in the front row and let Castti keep spamming her attack skill. But it's a nice way to just keep attacking the enemy while also buffing your entire team fully maxed out, so. Flurry Kiss is a forward randomize that hit fan and win. Become 8 hit once you fully level 6 boosted, which is consuming 5 boost point. This is Castti EX main DPS skill. She also has like other DPS skill that hit for higher potency but like less multi-hit. So this one is like the most useful one because assuming that you buff out a lot, this one has the most multi-hit out of all her normal skill. Frozen Fillet is her main AoE skill. Her max boost is a 5 AoE and also grand buff again like any other DPS skill, so easily cap out the magic and ice damage up combined together. Both the skill and the previous skill both inflict a status ailment, which is Enchant and Frostbite. However, these skill by themselves, the status effect, are not that impactful. Enchant like is nice, but like it might cancel some regular enemy attack, but most hard enemy has like immune to effect anyway, so it doesn't matter as much. And Frostbite just 1 or 2 extra shield shaping, so the status effect doesn't really have that much of an impact. They mostly exist there to be more useful for when you actually use your ultimate for the more damage up, so. Now her ES skill, Boomerang Sample, is actually really good. is basically partial version of of the skill of sapping everyone boost point and then like deal massive damage. This one though, rather than potential to hit, this one is actually for every one boost point removed from every other allies, she gain one extra hit up to +7. So at max boost, you will do 16 hit total, 8 hit from the first go, and the second time it will be a double cast, so you will sap 2 boost points from everyone else for Castti to deal 16 hit total. Now, however, there is one problem. You can't use a skill 5 turn 7, so like for most normal fight, which is like already finished by then. However, if it's like a harder fight or you go on a slowly buffing route and use someone like near to like buff the extension, this EX skill is actually really good. So it's a good EX skill. It won't be really good for normal fast fight, but for longer fight where you try to start and try to buff as much as possible and use other character to extend the enemy break like near, then this skill is really useful. Now for reveal, Castti EX get 8 out of 10. Castti EX is really good for ice stuff, ice DPS, ice buffing, ice FUA. Only tiny problem though is that ice is not meta at all! Yes, in the middle of Black Knight meta, in the middle of the Rainbow meta, Ice meta doesn't exist at all until Rondo EX arrive. And Rondo EX is basically the equivalent to Tiziana to Dagger. They support the team-specific archetypes so well that they've actually been used in any generalist team because of how good they are. Tiziana with physical and Rondo with magic. Now, Castti EX value right now is very not must-have at all. However, when Ice did become meta though, she actually worked really well with the other member of Ice team. She helped out Rondo and Eldrex does more damage, and in turn they also help out Castti EX to do even more damage with her ABA and skill. So therefore, she isn't like a mandatory must-have for Ice team. You can do Ice team fine without her, but she is like very strong and very good for Ice team. Now there is another problem though. This is unexpected for me, but in JP we didn't have Rainbow meta because there was no suck, and Ice team was actually dominant for a short while until the anniversary arrived and we got Adana EX and Witcher EX and kind of just like take over the meta and stuff. Over here though, Rainbow meta already exists, and I don't think that even with Ice, right? Ice team would not be stronger than Rainbow team in my opinion. And what's funny is that I did mention that Rondo EX is so good as a unit that he benefit generalist magic team, so when Rondo EX arrive in the future, he will benefit Ice team a lot as in make them meta, but at the same time, his existence will make Rainbow team even stronger because Rondo himself is a scholar and it counts towards Suck EX skill ultimate activation. So in conclusion, you want to do Ice team, you should probably get Castti EX, but honestly though, you should just like skip her and just get Rondo EX because Ice team will be fine without Castti EX. Ice team need Rondo more than Castti EX, and plus Rondo can also help out Rainbow team too, so